We have a great show today. First off, with some big news. Debian update patch that's gotten a little wonky, and there's some maybe data corruption. So that's kind of an important topic we'll jump into. Kernel 6.6.6. We have the desktop as well that is kind of jacked up. I got two monitors hooked up to this machine now, and I hadn't booted into Artix for a bit. So we need to do an update. I guess we're going to be trying kernel 6.6.6. I just feel like that's a bad omen. I don't know. Anyways, I'll break out the holy water and crosses and we'll be fine doing that update. Let's first probably fix our desktop and start updating because I don't know on this one. It'll be kind of interesting. How's it going, Ashlyn? Hey, oh man. Man, oh man. Let's see what we have on our old xrandar, I suppose. We could do it like through xrandar. We could also do the other one. So this one is, I believe this is going to be that. And this one is my widescreen. Actually, I have a widescreen hooked up. And anyways, let's do a randar for that bit. We'll install it. We'll just go S. Once I figure out how to type. Still working. I am getting better with my keyboard. It's not quite as bad. I'm starting to turn the corner with ortholinear keyboards, and I feel like I'm gonna have to buy another ortholinear keyboard. So I'm gonna see if this company will ship me another one, just so I can have it in two spots. Otherwise, I'm gonna just be taking it back and forth while I get used to it. Yeah. Ugh. All right, and then we'll get into some Debian news after that, and let's fix this first. We'll just go a randar. Look at me, I'm getting better, let's see. I think we're on HDMI. Let's just go resolution 1920 by 1080. Does that fix it? Yay! There we go. That looks okay. This one, let's just deactivate. And we're gonna... excuse me. Oh my gosh. There we go. A little bit better. Now we got the full screen. I like it. All right. So we've got that fixed. And our background obviously is still adjusted to the old resolution. You know, with the chat, it kind of works. It just kind of works. I think I'm gonna leave that as is, and we'll go from that. Fun one today. So with our resolution looking somewhat better, I guess we could relaunch our setup script just for that, and then I think we're gonna do an update. The update to 6.6. We'll see what Artix is on, because I don't know. I keep fat fingering everything. Getting better. Auto start. What's our auto start look like? I feel like that's okay. Let's just launch it. Auto start. What's the worst that could happen? Hey, all right. And if we kill it, what happens to that? That's a kind of a weird background, right? Yeah, it's abstract. All right, let's start with our first order of the day, the update. Let's just do an SYU and see what we're going to be pulling down. We got a lot to pull down here. Man, that's a lot of packages. That's all from the AUR? Good night. All right, do we have Linux in here? Linux is going from 6.6.1 to 6.6.4. So we don't have the 6.6.6 yet. And the rest looks pretty good, actually. Let's just go from that. And we'll just update them all. See what we get. How's it been? It's been almost 3 weeks or so before we've actually gotten in. Kernel of the Beast. Not quite, though. Not quite. We're not quite to the Kernel of the Beast. So we might jump right over it, too. I honestly, I think I'll just wait till 6.6.7. Yeah, you know. Oh, man. Yeah. We could do TKG 6.6.6. Ooh, the devil. It's the devil. Oh my gosh, the YouTube video titles write themselves. Ah. We'll give it a reboot after this. I imagine all this is going to go fine with our OpenRC. We are using Artix, so no systemd. And it looks like they're a little slower on the updates than Vanilla Arch. So kind of interesting. Not that that's a bad thing. Honestly, being a little bit behind Arch is probably a smart thing from a stability and reliability standpoint. Again, let's see how our first update does, because this computer has been offline for, I think it's been at least several weeks since I booted into this Artix instance. And Arch does not like that usually. We'll see on Artix. Is there not an I love candy setting in Artix? I think there is. I'm pretty sure that comes pretty standard with all Pac-Man package managers, which is definitely what Artix is using. Debbie and Sid still on 6.5. Yeah, Sid's going to take a while to get there. I have a feeling they're probably just going to skip right on over it. We'll see. Hey, Patrick, how you doing? Oh, Suicide Linux. Oh, yeah. Not with my new keyboard. Doing Suicide Linux with my new keyboard would be a disaster. I would fat finger so quick. We would not even make it a day. Although I am getting better, more efficient. Like you just saw that, and I probably will actually redo some of my DWM hotkeys based on my new keyboard. Yep, E3 is permanently canceled. Sad to say. RIP. The sad day. All right, let's reboot and see what we got. What did I make this one? What's the shift? Maybe. Yeah, that works. Yep, I need to install Florp on this one. Florp. God, what a terrible name. Why are always the best open source projects the worst sounding? Yes, that's it. Yeah, that works. Let's go arandar again. And what I forgot to do, let's just deactivate that. And we're going to just change our resolution. And we'll make that primary. I'll go ahead and make a script for this just so we never have to do this again. If you've never used arandar, pretty awesome. Once you got like your layout and everything, you can just save your layout. And we'll just call this one main. Yeah. So we can just launch into main and it'll fix it all up for us. And we are good. All right. So let's launch into the browser. I haven't switched to Florp over here yet. I will though. But we'll do that later. Maybe after this. What is IRC? Well, back in my day, we liked to use ICQ and Messenger and all kinds of crazy. Oh, actually, you know, mainly ICQ or Merc. You remember MIRC? I don't know if I'm dating myself here. We'll see if anybody's old in the crowd. AOL Messenger. Oh my gosh, yeah. I never really used AOL. There was at the time I had MSN Messenger for a bit. ICQ was like my jam. ICQ and MIRC was fun back in the day. Yeah, I mean, there were so many little fun extensions and like you could take over channels and there's a lot of like black hat type stuff on there that was a blast. Oh my gosh. Dragon Skies, thanks for the prime. And I gotta tell you, that was some of the best days of computing. It was just such an era of discovery. The ICQ sound. I mean, the flower and the symbol is kind of junk, but man, I don't know. There's something about it. I miss those days. Like Discord is nice and all, but I don't know. I honestly would still use ICQ if everyone else did. If they just expanded ICQ to have most of the Discord features, I mean, I would have been fine with it. Totally. Switching to Netscape for a week, man, if Netscape worked on modern web, I would do it in a heartbeat. So fast. Yeah, IRC was amazing. The pioneering days of the web before advertisers took it over and ruined it. Before Google, before it all. Ah, so fun. So great. Are you going to switch from DWM? Never. DWM's where I'm at forever. Forever and ever and ever. Doesn't matter what distro I'm on, you're just going to always just see this real basic layout. I kid, though. Honestly, once I'm able to figure out my synergy, or like a, Waynergy or whatever project happens to finally fix the synergy problem I have so I can switch between systems easily, I think I will probably do a Hyperland Debian setup. That I feel like a Debian Hyperland would be the chef's kiss this year, upcoming year. In 2024, I could see myself living in that. But we're not there yet. So I think I will eventually switch to the Hyperland Debian in 2024. I feel like that's where I'm going to end up, just because it feels so good in Arch, but I would love it in the Debian sphere. So that's kind of where I'm. And maybe DWL one day. DWL is probably more of a stretch goat. Probably 2025 once it starts getting a lot of patches, because I don't even think it has a sys tray patch yet for DWL. So it's a very rudimentary beginning days fork of DWM in Wayland. And maybe Suckless goes ahead and converts over, and then they start converting the patches. Man, if that happens, I'll try it in a heartbeat. But I don't know. Hyperland Red Hat 2030. Maybe. Probably actually Rel. You're probably not that far off. Maybe try to do projects in Rust live stream. Actually, we did that. We did that in. I think we built a whole bunch of Rust stuff with it. Relaunch our script, right? Still getting the hang of the keyboard, but pretty good. Chris, you think Linux is better for programming than Windows? It depends on the programming. Let's install Flurp. Yeah, let's see. I think we just got it in the AUR. Mail cap. Maybe not. The AUR in Artix is a bit, no. Probably need to do like an AppX or something. Shoot. Yeah. Let's see. What do we have? Maybe we install Debian again. Although I don't know. Maybe Nix. I kind of itching for those. But what do we got? We got PPAs. Nope. That's for Debian installs. We could also do a flat hub, which I hate doing flat packs for my browser. Or we could just build it from the source code. What kind of releases do they do on GitHub? Let's take a peek. So we have the x64 release right here. We got an OS X release. Executable release. What's the .mar, I wonder? That's weird. Darwin. All right. Thanks, H. Yeah, we're just kind of go through. Try more distros before remaining on I think that's kind of a rite of passage goat. That's why I always tell people, Linux Mint or something to start with. It's always a good starting spot. Chris, you ever going to go back to using desktop environments over window managers and bring back chat points? Yes, I do need to do some of the chat points. That definitely brings me to that. Desktop environments over window manager. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to desktop environments, I feel like Windows feels like a KDE for me now. And when I'm in Linux, I almost associate the window manager with Linux. It makes me feel better. I don't know how to put that into words other than to say I feel amazing when I'm doing window managers, whether it's DWM, Hyperland, BSPWM I did for quite a bit. It's been a long time since I sat in like a KDE on a Linux install. I won't say I'm never going to go back to desktop environments. It's just like the hacking around in the window manager I enjoy. It would make most people mad and just be like, I hate this. I just want everything to have like a GUI window to config stuff. I love the idea of just everything's customized by me. And that's why I think I like window managers, even though it might not, I know it's a big turnoff for most. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. My wife's sick today. She had to go to the doctor. My Ubuntu install broke and I couldn't fix it, so I installed Endeavor OS. Yeah, you know, when you first start out, Jim, that's not an uncommon occurrence where you do something and it breaks, or sometimes a simple update can break some of the Linux desktops out there. That's another thing I like about window managers is it's so minimal. There's not much to break. And Linux is, when people say Linux is super stable, they're talking about the server CLI. That's really where Linux shines. Linux servers are what the world uses. The world doesn't use Linux desktops. They use Linux server. So the less desktop-esque stuff you can put in your Linux box, the better, in my opinion. Where I really, really enjoy the window managers, just because I love tinkering, and also I love the minimal installs with very little desktop stuff on top of it. Google lost its court case against Epic Games today. Hell yeah. Their in-game purchases outside their pay system. Landmark antitrust case will also affect the Apple Store. Awesome. That is some great news. Man, there's been a lot of big news this week. Yeah, it's about time. Like, nobody should have a monopoly and be charging 30% fee to just distribute software. That's just ridiculous. Steam does it too. We'll see how it affects Steam. It's only a matter of time before that kind of comes knocking. Although Steam is less of a closed ecosystem. You have the option of not distributing it on Steam, and you don't have to do it through Steam. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But definitely Apple is so screwed on that. They're about to lose a ton of money. But money is nothing to them. They already have like $3 or $4 trillion. They have more than entire countries when it comes to money. So, yeah, that's obviously a monopoly. Have you dual booted Windows 11 and Linux? Yeah. So you dual booted Windows 11 and Linux, and I do most of my coding in Windows. Really? What are you coding, Jim? That's one thing I love. I go back and forth a lot, and I'm in Windows quite often these days, just because I've been developing everything on my toolbox using PowerShell and some C#, and that just doesn't play really well in Linux, especially with a lot of the libraries and .NET and those types of things, and testing to modify Windows. I need to be in Windows. But if I was doing Rust, Go, just C++, honestly, or just C, that would be, I think, wonderful in Linux. Do we want to build this project mainly? I don't know. So we could do a tarball. It does say there's an AUR. There is also a Nix package for it too. Oh, I don't know. Kind of feel like building it from scratch. Let's do that. It's been a while since we built something from scratch. Let's live a little bit, right? Let's go into our build directory, and we're just gonna git clone. Not found. Well then, we'll just do that and then check out latest probably for the tag. I think that's what they're calling these releases, right? We'll just call it, yeah, latest for the tag. Just making sure they have that on there. We'll build it. Oops. Fat fingered it. Right. Yeah, we could do a Flatpak install of this. I just don't like using Flatpaks for something I'm going to be launching daily. Yeah, so for Wayland, if I was going to do Wayland today, I'd probably use a project called Waynergy, because that's the thing. I use Synergy up here. This is why I'm using DWM. And I like the minimal nature of DWM as well. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air coming from Windows. Waynergy. And this is an interesting project. It obviously is not very active. There's only November 4th was the last one. But this can be a client for your keyboard and mouse, which is nice. The problem with it, I like this being the server because I'm always wiping this out or building up something new on it, and I'm always in the BIOS. So I don't necessarily want it to be the client, I want it to be the server, which Waynergy doesn't have capabilities of doing just yet. And I like the idea behind it to where I can pass between multiple systems. So I just run my cursor up top and I'm in another computer up here, which you guys can't see. That's how I monitor chat, how I do my streams. So it's a big deal for me, and obviously pretty obscure use case. But I was going to do that as a client and that as the server up top. It would fix most of my problems, but I'd still have to have like a second keyboard nearby to hit into my BIOS, where I really don't when I have it set up like I do now with the DWM and Synergy. That was my plan. We'll see, though. Eventually it'll get there, or someone else will pick up the mantle, or maybe Synergy will actually add support. Let's see where that's at. Because Synergy is a paid product. You think it would be the first to get Wayland support. But I'm not sure Synergy even has programs anymore, and I think they're just milking people. Because they've said Wayland has support in here. Wayland support for Linux. Yeah, so they make a bunch of crap, but it's literally been asked for years and years now, and they still haven't done it. So they just keep taking people's money. But I think I signed up for Synergy, and I have like a lifetime license from way back in the day. I think before it was even gone pay to play, back when it was open source. Yeah, but since they went paid, it's just pretty crappy. There's also, like, I don't recommend Synergy to anybody. Let me give options for those watching, because I don't want to give them free press and say, hey, it's good. Let's just go GitHub. Barrier, I think, was used. There was another one as well. Barrier, no, Barrier's not used anymore. So what was the next one? Okay, so Barrier's a dead project. It hasn't seen a commit in over a year. There's another one that took its place, and I can't remember it. I bet I put it in my stars. Let me just sign in here. 1 second, just getting through my two-factor. Okay. Let's go through my stars, and I bet you I have it in here. What have I been starring lately? You can kind of see where I've evolved in some spots. LXQT Wayland files, Bedrock. Okay, we're coming in here. Simple log DWL. Oh, geez, I do star quite a bit of stuff. All right, Void Rice. Okay, nope. OBS multi. Oh, that is a pretty cool one. RTMP multi. I still need to look at that on my other system. Waynergy we just looked at, and Input Leap. That's it. So many open source projects, and 3 weeks ago. Yes, this is it. So if you want like a Synergy alternative, Input Leap is what you need in your life. It pretty good. It was forked from Barrier in November 2021. It's been in heavy development. Let's see where they're at with Wayland. It'd be hilarious if Input Leap beat Synergy to the punch. They do have a lot of people on this project, though. It would not surprise me. Input Leap is a fork of Barrier by Barrier's active maintainers. That's funny. Well, the original Barrier person, obviously, they haven't made any commits. So this is where it's at. Barrier's a dead project. So you want Input Leap. All right. Heavy development. They got all that. I'm surprised they don't have Wayland. Wait. As of mid-2020, there's no expected completion date for Wayland support. All right. For those interest, there is an official site. Okay, well, that's just the Wayland site. And let's check the latest tracking issue. Wayland support has been merged to input Leap today. Still requires custom builds of Mutter, libportal, XDG portal. Ah, that's funny. They've already beat it. Interesting. So I guess maybe there might be a way. Are you on a laptop? What do I look like? Yeah. No. Laptops. Ugh. Feel like a subhuman when I'm on a laptop. I'm sorry, but I do. I feel like a fish out of water on a laptop. I can never get as much work done as I can on a full-blown desktop. I will just always be a desktop user. Very interesting, though. So the libEI project is very interested in the context barrier, if not all Wayland compositors. So it does require like special compositors, and then you can do it. So here is a merge that was done for it. Currently only walks custom branch of Mutter. Well, that's GNOME, I believe. That's the compositor in GNOME, if I'm correct or not. So yeah, you don't really need Mutter. We're using a desktop custom manager. I believe. Okay, so libEI. So this is just for GNOME. Huh. So here's another comment. libEI support in WL roots is what we need. Let's take a look at that. libEI WL roots support. So on June of this year, man, we're getting close. We're not far off from this being fixed. Obviously, you can kind of hack around and get it done this year. Artix broke all this out. libEI released for better supporting emulated input in Wayland. All right. Huh. Yeah, I mean, technically we could use Mutter in DWM, honestly, or any other one too. DWM uses X11 though, so that's not really valid. Yeah, I'll see if I can. Usually today was a little bit of a late start, and it'll probably be an early, a short stream today. I just want to hit some of the news articles of the day. Yeah, build my own window manager. Yeah, just need the time. I need to dedicate the time for it. Make the time. Yeah, right now, Cypher, what I'm looking at is just getting synergy support in Wayland. If you get synergy support in Wayland, we probably could just use Hyperland, honestly, and just use input Leap with libEI and proper window manager support. Window manager for Hyperland would be what's the compositor? I think it's WL Roots compositor for Hyperland. WL Roots. Hyperland itself is a Wayland compositor, though. I wonder if someone's fixed that up. Let's go Hyperland input Leap. Where's that dash? Track it down. I gotta say, I am getting better with my ortholinear keyboard. Have you guys noticed on this stream compared to just a day or two ago? I've gotten a lot better. I think gaming on the ortholinear keyboard might have killed me a whole bunch, but I think that's really the best way to learn it. Typing in chat and stuff, so I've been trying to chat a whole bunch too. Okay. Cosmic desktop environment will have date. I'm pretty sure Cosmic will. That's Pop OS's desktop environment they're coming out with. Yeah, I don't really see anything here for Hyperland. Yeah. Wayland Compositing's input Leap. It looks like the community over there has funded the development for Wayland support in the core 1. Any interest in adding support here? Let's see. Yeah. If Hyperland took on support for input leap, I would use it in a heartbeat. But we are still in the workshopping phase, it looks like. I think probably the closest thing you're going to get for this kind of support would be using GNOME or KDE. KDE should have it about the same time as GNOME. But they also have issues and PRs that are going. Yeah. So anyways, this is my main problem with Wayland. The main issue is just the simplest. I can't really do anything with it. You know? Until I get my Wayland. I gotta have... or my Synergy. I have to have this program to go in and out. Going between my stream and studio PC is just so clutch. And without it, I have a hard time adapting to Wayland. It's a subpar experience for me. Yeah, we actually talked about it earlier in the Stream King route about the BSOD. No, not enough time today. I think we're going to have to reserve that for another day. Thursday, I've been missing a lot of Thursday streams. We just keep having a whole bunch of stuff around Christmas. I think I got to go to an attorney's office. We're going through like probate court and stuff for my deceased family member, which sucks. But so I'm going to miss Thursday's stream. And or maybe I might hit it in the morning. Maybe I can get I'll try and get in at least a little bit of a stream on the morning time there and see what we got. And we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna shut it down for today, guys. We'll have a fun one. Maybe we try Hyperland. Well, the problem with Hyperland is everything we just kind of look through. I want that Synergy support. I just can't live in it without it. I can install it, I can use it, and I can enjoy it to a certain extent, but I will just constantly be rebooting into something that does have keyboard and mouse sharing support. Without it, I just have a hard time. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna shut it down. You probably see me on too. I'll probably be doing some more game streams later this week as well. But Thursday, I'm gonna shoot for an earlier time. Depending on when I'm gonna go do that thing at the lawyer's office, we'll either do it before or after. I want to say it's gonna be before, so I might start the stream early, like maybe at 9 or 10 a.m. instead of like the 1 or 2 like I've been doing later, and we'll see how that goes. Have a good one. See you guys in a day or two, and we will take a peek at what we're doing then. I'll see if we want to wipe this out, if we're going to just do a programming stream. Maybe another programming stream. We'll see. Raid chess. Is there chess? Yeah, we could go to chess. I love chess. I need to keep playing, but I've been playing Age of Empires for. Anyways, all right. Later, all. Deuces.